In this video, we're going to practice solving equations for a single variable. In our first example, we have 3y minus x equals 9, and we're trying to get the y by itself. So to do that, we're going to move our x over, so do the inverse operation, and that's going to leave us with 3y equals, and now the 9 and the x don't both have an x, so they can't go next to each other, but they can, they can go next to each other, but they can't combine. So we're going to be left here with x plus 9. The next thing we need to do is get rid of the 3 next to the y. Right now, the 3 is being multiplied with our y, and the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So we'll be dividing everything by 3, and that's going to leave us with y equals x over 3 plus 3. Now another way you could write this is also y equals 1/3 x plus 3. Either way you write that is correct. Let's look at our next example. Here we have 2x minus 2y equals 5. So again, we're trying to get the y by itself. So we'll subtract 2x from both sides, leaving us with -2 times y equals -2x plus 5. Because remember, those can't go together because the 5 doesn't have an x, but the -2x does. So next we need to separate the -2 from the y, and right now they're being multiplied. So we're going to divide everything by -2, and that's going to give us y equals x minus 5 halves. And that's our answer there. Let's take a look at our next example. Here we have 20 equals 8x plus 4y. Go ahead and try and solve this one on your own. So push pause, solve the equation for y, then when you're done, push play and see if you're correct. In solving for y here, we'll need to subtract 8x from both sides first, and that's going to leave us with a 20, minus 8x equals 4 times y. 4 is multiplying with the y, so we will divide everything by 4, and that is going to give us a y equals 5 minus 2x, and then we're just going to go ahead and rewrite this so that it is in standard form. So that's going to be a -2x and the +5. Let's try solving for x. So here we have the equation y equals 5x minus 4x. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to combine our like terms here because the 5x and the 4x are the same. So we're going to have y equals x, because 5 minus 4 is 1. And so here we're actually done. So if we wanted to, we could rewrite it so that it says x equals y. Either way, they're the same thing. And so this is our answer. So even though it looks like there should have been a lot more to that, that's it. Let's take a look at our next problem. Here we have 2x plus kx equals m. Remember, we're trying to get the x by itself. Here we have two terms here, 2x and kx, and each of them has an x, which means that we can factor out an x. So by factoring out an x, that's going to give us a 2 plus k on the inside equal to m. So x times the quantity 2 plus k equals m. So right now, our x is multiplying to our 2 plus k. So to move that, we'll need to divide both sides, divide everything by 2 plus k, divide this by 2 plus k, and so that's going to cancel out and leave us with x equals m divided by 2 plus k as our answer. Let's take a look at letter F. Here we have 3 plus 5x minus kx equals y. We're going to begin by getting rid of that 3 because it doesn't have an x with it. So we're left with 5x minus kx equals y minus 3. So notice again that we have multiple terms that each have an x. So when that happens, we want to factor out our variable and then divide to get it by itself. So we're going to factor out our x, and so that's going to leave us with a 5 minus k equals y minus 3. And then we're going to divide both sides by 5 minus k. So those will cancel out, and it's going to leave us with an x equals y minus 3 over 5 minus k, and we're finished.